Once you let go of your vices, your reality will submit to you. And the reason why I say that is because I think that anything within your life can be achieved. Any desire that you have, any goal that you have, you can do it. You can get it. But the thing is that you need three things to be able to achieve those things. You need energy, focus, and clarity. The thing is, a lot of these vices, they end up lessening those three things. So when you get rid of your vices, what you're essentially doing is you're basically upping these three things just to make things simple for you. Now, the thing is that it's kind of like a misconception where people think that you need to get rid of your vices to be able to achieve those whatever goals that you have. But that's not true because a lot of people, they have a bunch of vices, but they end up achieving what they want to achieve in life. Like, for example, there's a lot of successful people, monetarily, I guess you could say, who smoke weed. There's a lot of successful people who smoke cigarettes. There's a lot of successful people who are addicted to fucking hookers. There's a lot of successful people who watch a bunch of porn. So it's not to say that you can't achieve your goals whenever you have any sort of vice. No, that's not true because people do it all the time. But the thing that you need to understand is that there's two different types of people. There are normal people. Hold up, let me just draw this little stick figure right here. There are normal people, and then there's a different type of person. And that different type of person is a person who has endless motivation. So I'm going to put N and then MO for the person who has a bunch of motivation. Now, these people who have a bunch of motivation, this MO right here, these people usually have like an underlying insecurity or burning desire to prove someone wrong, to go achieve what they want to achieve. So the thing is, people who grew up like these people right here, these people, you probably grew up in the hood. They probably grew up in a household where they didn't have money. They probably grew up in a household where they were broke and maybe their father was, I don't know, beating them every time they didn't get a good grade on their test or something like that. So these people want to maybe prove something to their father. Like, for example, Alex Hormozy, if you guys know who Alex Hormozy is, his whole reasoning for wanting to basically be rich is because he wanted to prove something to his father. He wasn't a poor guy. He had money growing up because his parents were, or I think his dad was a doctor or something like that. But he had that endless motivation because he wanted to prove his father wrong. Now, a lot of people aren't really in that camp. A lot of people are just normal ass dudes. Like, you watching this video right now is normal ass dudes. Maybe you just grew up in a normal household where maybe the worst thing that happened was, I don't know, your mom sent you to your room or something like that. Or your dad maybe flicked you in the forehead or something for, I don't know, making a mess. I don't know, anything. A lot of people watching these videos are just normal ass people. Now me, I would kind of put myself more on this direction right here to the MO side, or yeah, I'd kind of put my direction a bit to the MO side, but like I didn't grow up crazily in the hood or anything like that. Like I was in the hood for a bit, but we ended up moving to a better neighborhood. But then, you know, pops ended up getting milk, if you know what I'm saying. All the black guys know what I mean by that. And then we ended up going pretty broke. So yeah, I grew up in a poor household. I grew up pretty poor growing up. So I would kind of lean myself towards here. But the thing is that when I was in high school, what happened was I started cutting hair when I was in grade 9. So I always had money. Like I always had money coming in because I was cutting hair. Like I was cutting all my friends' hair. I was just making money, you know? So ever since grade 9, I was able to pay for what I wanted to pay for. If I wanted lunch for school, I was able to pay for that. If I wanted to go to the movies with my friends, I was able to pay for that. But honestly, most of my money was going was going towards weed. I was buying a lot of fucking weed back in the day. But anyways, I grew up kind of like this. But the thing is, as I started making more money, I ended up going this way to the normal state. So I always kind of had like a burning desire to make more money because I grew up this way. But when I started working at a better job, like the barbershop that I'm in right now, once I started working here and I actually started making a decent amount of money, like a proper amount of money, you start to get kind of comfortable. Now, there's a lot of people in the same camp as that. There's a lot of people who are living normal, comfortable lives right now, but they kind of know that they want more. But the thing is that they're not achieving what they want to achieve, or they're not taking action towards their goals because of the fact that they are kind of comfortable. So when you're comfortable, what's the thing that's going to be able to propel you towards your goals? The thing that's going to propel you towards your goals is discipline, energy, focus, and clarity. And all these kind of like go underneath discipline, I guess you could say. So that's just like different subcategories of that. But that's the thing. Once you get comfortable, what you're essentially doing is you're submitting to your vices. So once you're in a comfortable position, it's literally a battle of getting rid of your vices and building discipline. And the reason why I say that is because think about it. Like a lot of people watching this video right now, maybe you're just a normal dude who's working like a normal 9 to 5 job, right? You probably think like, oh, it'd be nice to have more. It'd be nice to start up a side business. It would be nice to start up this online business or start up this YouTube channel. But it's okay because it's fine. Like I'm comfortable where I'm at right now. And the thing about a lot of vices is that a lot of vices make you comfortable in the certain position that you're at right now. For example, people who smoke a lot of weed. I was a big weed smoker back in the day. I used to smoke like 5 times a day. This is what this channel is mainly about, like teaching people how to quit smoking weed and that sort of stuff. But back in the day, when I was smoking every single day, I was comfortable because what weed is doing to you is basically upping your dopamine. It's making your brain kind of like artificially think that it's okay with the position that it's in right now. It's flooding your brain with the chemicals that literally make you feel that you achieved something. Dopamine. A lot of vices do that too. When you watch freaking explicit content, when you're watching cock and ball torture videos, what's happening? You're flooding your brain with the chemicals that make you think that you are good in this position right now. You have achieved something. When people smoke cigarettes, what are they doing? They're flooding their brain with the chemicals that makes them think that they've achieved something. So if you flood your brain with chemicals that make you think you achieved something, what do you think is going to happen? You're not going to go and get your goals. You're not going to go take action towards your goals because why? Because your brain already thinks that you achieved that thing. And this is the reason why a lot of people don't even have motivation in general in the first place is because of all their vices. The reason why people don't have motivation is because their brain literally already thinks that they have achieved what they wanted to achieve. So that's the thing. A lot of people, they know in the back of their mind, they know in the back of their head, like, oh yeah, it'd be nice, like how I know I want to be my own boss when I'm older. I want to be my own boss. But once they feel some sort of comfortability, what happens? Those goals go straight out the window. Straight out the window. And maybe you're comfortable and you're okay with living the life that you want to live. But a lot of people who are watching this video right now, you know that you have this like underlying desire to be better. You have this underlying desire to achieve the goals that you want. You have this underlying desire to be better. You have this underlying desire to like, you want to go live the life that all these freaking social media guys are living. You think, yeah, it'd be super nice, but you don't believe in yourself and you don't really care that much. Because of the fact that your brain is literally primed to not want those things because it thinks it already has those things. So this is the thing. A lot of these people right here, a lot of these people with this endless motivation, these are the people who are able to achieve their goals even though they have a bunch of vices, because that endless motivation that they have, it overrides what the vices will do to you. So how do you even how do you even get that motivation, that endless motivation, if there's no catalyst in your life to spark that motivation? Maybe you have to go through a breakup. I don't know. Maybe your girl has to cheat on you with a big black guy. Maybe you have to, I don't know, freaking go broke. Maybe you have to lose your job. Who knows? You don't know. But the thing is, if you're secure, you're obviously not going to want to go achieve those things. Like right now, I would say I'm a secure dude. Like I make a decent amount of money, like it's nothing like these freaking crazy influencers and that sort of stuff. But right now I'm in a comfortable position. But the only thing that's keeping me going towards my goals is these three things, is the fact that I got rid of all my vices. Because when I was smoking weed every day, I knew that I wanted to achieve goals, but I did not take any action towards my goals at all. Because why? Weed makes you comfortable with the position that you're in right now. A lot of the vices make you comfortable with the position that you're in right now. So the reason why I'm even recording these videos on the weekends, for example, the reason why I even take part in trying to start up businesses, I've literally started up 9 different businesses within the past, I'd say 5 years, 5-7 years, while I was working at a normal job, making a decent amount of money on the side. Not because I had this crazy burning desire, crazy insecurity to be as rich as possible. No, it's because I got rid of all my vices and then I upped these 3 things: energy, focus, and clarity. Since I basically got rid of all my vices, I don't drink alcohol anymore. It's been 3 years since I drank alcohol. I don't smoke weed anymore. I'll probably smoke once every, 5 months, maybe 2 or 3 times a year. I don't watch explicit content. I don't watch crazy stuff that you guys are watching. So I essentially got rid of all my vices. Like I don't vape anymore. I don't even drink coffee anymore. Like I really don't even drink coffee anymore. So all of those things, it goes into upping these three categories right here: energy, focus, and clarity. You need the energy to achieve your goals. If you don't have energy, what makes you think that you're gonna, you know, after work, go ahead and work on your business? If you don't have the focus, what makes you think that you're gonna be able to even work on your business once you're at your actual desk trying to do the job? If you don't have clarity, what makes you think that you're gonna have a clear vision on what you want in the future, or what makes you think that you're gonna have a clear vision on what your business should be like? So this is the thing. The thing that's actually keeping me going is not motivation. It's not willpower. It's not motivation. It's the fact that I let go of my vices and I've come up with a normal, decent schedule, and I kind of prime my life for growth. I kind of set my life up in a way where it's primed for growth. Because once you get rid of your vices, what you're doing is you're naturally going to go up. You're naturally going to grow. Since you're not getting all that artificial dopamine from your devices like smoking weed and watching explicit content, all that energy goes towards growth. All that dopamine left over in the tank goes towards growth. Everything within your life, it kind of points upwards. But when you succumb to your vices, once you succumb to the entity of these vices that are seducing you, you're destined to go down. Because think about it, if you're working like a normal secure job, normal 9 to 5 job, let's say you're making a decent amount of money, you have a car, you have an apartment, you're just living a good life. What you're doing when you're doing all these vices, you're priming yourself to go down. Because what happens if shit hits the fan? Like what happens if shit hits the fan? You are where you are in life. So if you have all these vices, once shit hits the fan, and let's say you end up losing your job, you're going to be the type of person who still has all these vices, who still has a bunch of bad habits. And this is exactly why I tell a bunch of university kids, like, yo, you got to get rid of your fucking bad habits after you go to after you graduate from university as quick as possible. Because if you don't build good habits, and if you still do things like smoke weed every day, if you still do things like watch porn every day, what do you think is going to happen when you graduate school, when daddy's not telling you what to do? Because when you're in school, what's happening? Once you're in school, you have someone telling you what to do every single day. You have daddy basically telling you to do your homework. You have daddy basically saying like, oh, if you don't finish your homework, then you're screwed. If you don't do this, if you don't do that, then you're screwed. Oh, I see someone that I know. Whatever. But yeah, you're screwed. Shit, I forgot what I was saying. I kind of lost my train of thought. Oh yeah, so after you graduate university and you have all these bad habits, what do you think is going to happen? You're not going to achieve what you want to achieve. You're not going to do what you want to do because no one's telling you what to do. A lot of people grow up in the system, in the school system, where they have to do a certain thing told to them by their boss or by their teacher or by some sort of authority. But once you graduate school, you're thrown into the real world, bro. No one's telling you what to do. No one's giving you instructions. You're literally on your own. So if you're the type of person who has a bunch of vices and bad habits, then you are going to succumb to that. Though once you submit to your vices, that's what your reality is going to look like, which is why I say once you let go of all your vices, your reality will submit to you because you now have the infinity stones. You now have the energy. You now have the focus. You now have the clarity to go ahead and achieve what you want to achieve. You're literally running off of solar power versus running off of fossil fuels, which is motivation, because motivation is not like a infinite source. I know I said like endless motivation, which is just kind of like hypothetical. No, what's the word for it? I forgot the word for it, but you know what I'm saying. I didn't actually mean endless motivation as in like fucking infinite source. But yes, you have to get rid of your bad habits as soon as possible and start developing good habits. Start going to the gym. Think about this. Every single person who's successful online, or every single person that you see on YouTube who's making a fuck ton of money, what's the thing that they all have in common? Think about it. What's the thing that they all have in common? A lot of them are jacked. A lot of them are D's, bro. A lot of them have good physiques. And some people might be thinking like, oh, what about Elon Musk? He looks like a box. What about Mark Zuckerberg or Jeff Bezos? Those people are different. Those people are the exception because they're kind of like autistically genius. So of course they're going to be successful because they come up with crazy ass ideas. But the average person who's not an autistic genius, they're not going to come up with crazy ideas like that. So they need to rely on these things to go ahead and achieve the goals. So yeah, guys, what you need to do is you need to get rid of your bad habits right now, and you need to get rid of your vices right now if you are a normal person. If you fall in this category right here, then yeah, maybe not. Like maybe you probably don't even have to you know, you could still do your vices and that sort of stuff. But once you do achieve your goals, so let's say you are this sort of person, you still have all these vices. Once you achieve your goals, it's probably not going to look pretty. It's probably not going to be pretty, because think about this. They say that money is kind of like an amplifier of your personality. So if you're the type of person who smokes a bunch of weed, what do you think is going to happen when you get rich? You're going to buy the best of the best weed. You're gonna buy the best of the best alcohol. You're gonna buy the best of the best explicit content. Why? Because it's amplifying your personality. So if you have a bunch of vices, once you get rich, what do you think is going to happen? All your vices are going to shoot up. You're just going to be spending more money on all these vices. That's why all these fucking rich billionaires they're doing craziness. These rich billionaires are doing craziness, bro. Like a lot of them, Epstein Island and that sort of stuff. Like, think about it, bro. Like, a lot of these rich billionaires, they're creepy as hell, bro, because it amplifies their personality. Yes, they were artistic geniuses that had some sort of idea, but they're freaking gross ass individuals beforehand. So once they get that money, what do you think's gonna happen? So that's the thing, guys. You need to get rid of your vices, and then reality will submit to you. Once you get rid of your vices, that's the first step to gaining the energy and building the momentum to go ahead and achieve what you want to achieve.